everyone, my name is Heather, and today I am doing a Project Life spread in my Project Life album for 2018. And I have to say, after doing this spread, I am very excited about my new way of doing Project Life. So I talked a little bit in my Scrappy Chat video where I shared the layouts that I did from the crop that I went to about how I'm taking the ends of my collection after I've done all the layouts that I can get out of them and then doing Project Life spreads, and it worked so well. So what I used for this collection is that Close to My Heart, is it Dreaming Big? I think it might be Dreaming Big. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name for sure. If I remember, I will put it along the bottom in a caption, but I'm pretty sure it's Dreaming Big. But I did a couple layouts at the crop that I went to and had just a little bit of leftover. So I did a Project Life spread with it, and then I am going to put some of the scraps into the scrappy box. So here I'm just kind of laying out my photos the way that I want them, and I'm going to work card by card. That is another thing that I'm kind of getting used to that I really like, is working on each card separately and not really worrying about how each one looks until they're together. And most of the time it turns out really cute. So I do pay attention to like the colors and stuff, but for the most part I just worry about each card individually. So while I'm fussy cutting out this flower, which is one thing I love about this collection, was all the flower papers that you could cut, or the flowers you could cut out of one of the pattern papers. So this is going to be the week of January 1st through 13, and I'm starting on the left-hand page now with these photos. And I'm working on just this selfie picture of my daughter, and she takes a lot of selfies. So couple things, please bear in mind, this is only my second time doing a Project Life voiceover, so it might take me a little bit of stumbling upon to get this down, but I will get this down. And it might end up being a little bit longer video, so but I'd love to know what you think. And if you haven't tried Project Life, I would say give it a try, or even Pocket Pages. I've mentioned that before, but Pocket Pages can really just add a little bit of interest to your layouts and your album. So sorry for this boring part of watching me fussy cut this flower. I forgot this was in there, but I'm going to cut out this flower, and then I'm going to tuck it behind that label that I put there by my daughter. And I am going to struggle a little bit with this layout, and I'm still not exactly sure why, but I like to type some of my printing that I put. In my Project Life albums, I do some hand journaling and some printing, and I'm going to keep a couple of the cards. The one there of my son with food coloring all over his face, and then also the one of the cats that you can see there. I put those to the side thinking I would do the type journaling on them, but my printer won't print, and it drove me nuts, and I tried a few different times, so finally I gave up, and I'm just going to journal with my own handwriting. So I'm just trimming down this card, like I said, with the cats, and the cats love to watch my hummingbirds out the window, or any birds. I love birds. I have bird feeders all over my yard, and the cats just love. They are indoor cats because we have coyotes in the neighborhood. So I keep them indoors because we think we've lost a cat in the past to the coyotes. So anyways, so I put that card with the cats kind of off to the side because I was going to print up on a little piece of cardstock the journaling. So now I'm going to work on this, and this is a picture of me getting my Felicity Jane kits. If you don't know, then I do get Felicity Jane kits every month. They are more on the feminine side, but you can do some masculine pages with them, and she packages them just so beautifully. I love the way that they come packaged, and I thought, you know, I've never taken a picture of the beautiful packaging, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that this time. So I just took a picture, and I just added a little label, and the label says, I love getting my scrapbook kits. And then in the kit, the Close to My Heart kit, it had a acrylic arrow, so I just put that there with the sequins that also came in the kit. So now this is a card, and I used an app called Collect, Collect, and I love this app because you basically put in your photo and then you can put your journaling under the photo, and it makes it, if you saw that card there that I did with my husband, you probably can't see the picture too well, but he used his remote control car and put a rag behind it. We were joking about how, oh, he could use his remote control car to clean the floor in the kitchen. So we just played around with that, but I like how it adds the journaling, and you can see it in the very end pictures of the layouts if you want to see what I mean. So now I'm working on this photo of my cat. The black cat is too fat, but he does not give up on this box. It's one of his favorite places to sleep, and it's hilarious. So I just wrote on that picture of my cat, I just wrote, "Poor Blackie is too fat to fit in the box." And my cat's names are Orangey and Blackie, and I will do a layout in the future of how they got their names. It's kind of funny. We called them Orangey and Blackie basically until we figured out their names, but by the time we figured out what we wanted to name them, we were so used to calling them Orangey and Blackie that we just went ahead and stayed with that. So I pretty much had the cards done for the left-hand side other than the typed journaling I was going to add. So now I'm working on the right-hand side of the page. And I am adding just different photos and kind of trimming them down. Sometimes I do trim my photos down before I work per card. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes I trim them to exactly 3x4, depending on, I do like to every once in a while leave a picture that has no embellishments or anything on there. Just kind of gives your eye somewhere to rest, but it just kind of depends on the picture and how I want the page to go. So I went ahead and cut apart or cut down all those photos, and I'm going to go ahead and start working on each card. And I'm starting on this, I'm going to make this a 4x6 card, and so I have this is a text my daughter sent me from school one day, and she had a lot of struggles through middle school, and she is a senior this year, and we are all so very proud that she is graduating and very excited, and she's working on her senior project. They have to do a senior project if they want to graduate. And she sent me a text one day that she got congratulated by the vice principal on her senior essay. It turns out it wasn't the vice principal, it was a counselor there that works on the senior essays, but either way, it doesn't matter. It was really cool for her to get recognition on, because she wrote about her struggles through middle school and all that for her senior essay. She asked me if she should, and I said, hey, that's how your life has gone, you know, so write about it, you know, and I'm very glad she did. So the counselor gave her a card and everything, and so I'm just journaling that she texted me that and how cool it was. And I'm going to add the date with the date stamp. The roller date stamp that I'm using this time is one close to my heart, sold a couple in the last couple years. I like this roller date stamp except for a couple things. They're very spread apart and very tiny, so it's sometimes hard to read what the numbers say, but I like to use it every once in a while just for something different. And again, I'm just going to add a little cluster of sequins to this card also, and I am going to think that I'm done with that one for now, but you'll see I'm going to come back and add an outline to a few of my cards. So here is my cat again, trying to sleep in the box this time, and if you can't tell, his body is in the box, his butt is in the box, but his head is literally turned upside down and laying on the carpet. And it is hilarious. And he keeps just trying to sleep in this box, and it's just funny because obviously he's fine because he sleeps in it and he seems okay, but you know, I posted it on Facebook and said I guess there's something to say about perseverance, you know. But so I journaled on there, Blackie isn't giving up on the box, and I put some exclamation points, and then I put the date and a couple stickers, and the pink strip was just part of the manufacturer strip, so I just added that on there for a little bit of interest. And now I am doing a screenshot that I took of something I saw on Pinterest, and it says, "Please excuse the mess. My kids are making memories." and then there's a couple spaces, and then it says, of me yelling at them to clean up the mess. And when I saw that, I laughed so much because it's so true, right? So I put that on this card here with the heart, and before I started this video, I did trim a lot of my scraps of this paper down to either 4x6 or 3x4, knowing that I would use them better that way, and it would help the video go a little bit smoother if they were already trimmed down. I did not trim all of my scraps, just some of them, ones that were close to that size anyway, or I knew that I would want to use on this spread. So I'm just digging through my stamps, and this is one I would say either came from Gossamer Blue or Scraptastic a long time ago, and it's just the word ha 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 ha, and it's kind of all over the place. So I thought that made that card look really cute and got across the point that, yeah, that's pretty funny. And I do like to add funny sayings into my project life that I see. If I see something on Pinterest that just makes me crack up, I will add it into my project life. I just like the way it is. Now this card is a text that I got from the teacher at the school, and excuse me, the cool thing is now sometimes teachers can text pictures of what they're doing throughout the day, and they'll put a little caption. So this one says dental health, and so I guess they were learning about dental health, but if you look close you can see my son, and he's got a big smile on his face. So whatever they were doing, he was having fun. And I like that because it's a little glimpse into the day also for the kids at school too, not just home life. So then I also mentioned in my Scrappy Chat video that my husband had surgery, and so my mom was at home taking care of the kids and getting them off to school, and she cleaned while we were gone during the day, and she had this cute little table set up, and she put his computer on there. She made him a little card. She had a phone and water and a little tin of Altoids to use as like a bell. So I just added a little bit more of that strip, that manufacturer strip that I added to the other card on there, and put that in there. And then here's him ready for surgery. We joked about the robe having pockets. Why they have to have pockets on a surgical robe, I have no idea, but they do. So I just journaled there, getting ready for surgery, and I'm adding a heart there and a sequin, and some more sequins just around that card too, just for a little added interest. And here's where I decide that I think I'm going to go ahead and outline on a few of the journaling cards. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't, but I really like this one. I felt like it just needed a little more, and I like what it added to it. So this is another screenshot that I took of my phone, and it's a Facebook conversation I had with a lady named Kim Moisey. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but she posted a layout she did with the Echo Park I Love Winter collection, and I said to her, oh, I've been working with this collection recently, and she basically says she saw my videos and that's what inspired her to use the collection. And I was so excited by that, because doing these videos, it's really nice knowing when you inspire somebody to do something, because I know I get inspired by a lot of things watching other YouTubers. So to know that, and that's why I'm making these videos, is to kind of inspire others. So that's what I was excited about. So I wanted to add that in my project life. So I was going to go ahead and start adding my cards to the pocket page, but I realized I needed to add in a date card. And for every week that I do my project life, I like to add a card that has the date, like January. Like I said, this is January 1st through 13th. And I thought it was going to be this one, but then I found this life sticker, and I ended up kind of just making this a filler card instead of the date card. So I'm going to go ahead, I put that life sticker on there, so I'm journaling, or not journaling, but I'm just outlining it just along the outside of it with my black pen, because it got lost in that busy pattern paper, and the black just really helps draw it out. And that's all I'm going to do to that card. I really like how that turned out. Oh, and here's where, so I don't even know, somebody was giving away free stuff at a recent crop, and the stickers with the January months was on there, so I'm going to use those, but you will see me do that in a few minutes. So here I am. I'm going to start laying out my cards for you, it's easier for me to show them to you kind of like this. I will have 2 pictures in the end for you to see, and you're going to see me here kind of, I'm going to glue this 3x4 of my cat down. I thought that I had it in the wrong spot, but I'm going to realize it was actually the right size to begin with. So I'm just going to pull it back up, and this is where I get a little confused, and I think part of it was because I didn't have the typed journaling. So here's, I must have already tried the typed journaling at this point. So here I'm just going to do the written journaling. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little fumbled here. It's going too fast. So I just journaled that one of the cat's favorite things to do is watch the birds out the window, and then I stamped the date above. And then this was another one of the manufacturer strips from another paper, and I was just going to glue it on solid like that, but I wanted a little bit, I didn't want it as thick. So I decided I'm just going to rip it in half, and I really like the way that that looks. It made it not as thick, and it just gives a little bit of interest to it. And then I'm going to add just a little arrow sticker that's pink. I'm trying, my goal in this part, in this Project Life spread, is to use up all of these stickers, and I think I use up all but 2. So here is that sticker sheet again I was mentioning. It's got the months on the bottom and then a bunch of day stickers during the week. So I just added the word Tuesday to that sticker and a couple sequins around in the corner of that card, that 4x6 card. And I'm going to add a little bit of the hand-drawn border around this one too. Sometimes when I do the hand-drawn border, I will do 2 lines, sometimes 3, and that time I just decided to do just 1. So I'm going to add the word Monday to that 3x4 card there of the cat, and I put on this one the wrong date. I thought that was Saturday, but you're going to see me. I go to look at it and I know that was wrong. So that's how I thought it was going to be, but here's where I'm going to realize, hey, wait a minute, you'll see me. That one of the cat anyways doesn't go in there. Long story short. So here you can see me. That's where I realized, hey, wait a minute, that's not the right one. So I'm going to tape down, when I glued it down to that 4x6 card, there was a little bit of adhesive left over. And I have not done the very first page of the album. I will do that later on. I haven't decided what I want to do for it yet. So here I am. I just am journaling on this card that Tim got food coloring all over his face when he was playing in the bath. He looks like he got beat up. It was pretty funny. He came out, looked like he got all beat up. He was all bruised and stuff. Playing with food coloring in the bathtub is something my kids have always done. If they don't drip it directly on their skin, then it doesn't color their skin at all. So I don't know what he did this time. It was pretty funny. I told him to make sure everybody at school knows that we weren't beating him up. I didn't want anybody to think strange things about us. And I didn't add anything else to that card, just the journaling about it. So that is that side, and I believe that side is all finished. So now I'm starting to put together this side on the right. And I decided, again, since I added some doodle or some borders around some of the cards, that I would do it to a couple more of these cards. So you saw me do it to that first 3x4 card, and now I'm going to add a double border to this 4x6 card. And I think, other than the date card, which I will make in a few minutes, that's the only ones that I do. So here I am. I'm going to start working on the date card. And I'm going to fussy cut out another one of these flowers to kind of match the flower that's on the very left-hand side of the page. And again, I'm sorry I left this in. I probably should have cut this out for you so you don't have to sit there and watch me fussy cut this the whole time. But this card is going to look a lot like the card on the very left that was the selfie of my daughter. I'm going to use the same flower. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause the video for just a minute. So again, I am sorry for leaving in all this fussy cutting. Hopefully this isn't boring. I will try to either cut this out or speed this up next time. But I am basically just making my date card. Like I said, I like to add to every week. Project Life, a lot of times I will refer back to it if I can't find the date on a photo that I scrapbook. I will go look in my Project Life albums, and it makes it easy to find. So I have that flower and I went ahead and glued it down, and then I'm going to use the part of the label that I cut off of the selfie photo, and I'm going to tuck the flower behind it just like I did with the other card, and then I'm going to add a heart to that label, and then I'm going to add this January sticker, and I'm going to go ahead and outline the edges so that it matches. And the video is almost coming to an end, so a couple things. I do go ahead and just add a few stickers around, and I think that's about it. So I hope you guys like this Project Life spread. I'm not sure exactly what day I will add it to my channel. I was thinking of possibly adding the Project Life pages on a different day, just depending on what I can get done. So here is the left side of the layout that you see there, and in just a second, there you go, you can see the right hand side. So I hope you guys like this video. See you later. Bye.